What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. Hey YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream, and I'm on my phone today. This is kind of an impromptu little visit we made to a really nice area. Yeah,
Craig's Beach,
Craig's Beach.
Lake Milton, Ohio.
Yeah, it's very cold out today. I don't know what the temperature is, but we had to pick up something that we found on Letgo for RVing, which we'll show you that real quick here, and then we'll talk about that later on down the road when we're actually using it. But first I wanted to show you the lake. Oh, see there's people down at the beach walking. Of course it's lower now because they've lowered it, and very, very nice lake. Again, this is on my phone. Sorry about all the shaking and focus and everything else, but Lake Milton's a pretty decent area to visit. There are some campgrounds that are local that you can check into, and it's a decent sized lake. It is not small.
Okay, so here is where Craig's Beach is located as it pertains to us. Here's Westville Lake, and here's the house. You just run down the road a little bit there and get on another state route, and we'll scroll out a little bit. You can see it's about 20 miles. There's a couple different ways to get there. This one here takes you around Berlin. That's another big lake. I've crossed that in a couple of the videos. But we go a little bit further here, and you can see Lake Milton. It's not a small lake. It is a very large lake. And Craig Beach is right in this location here. We'll go ahead and zoom in and let you take a closer peek at it. And we're getting ready to show you this park area. It's really, really a decent area to kind of just relax. And then this is the area right here that we'll be looking at. This is where we were. This is where we were doing our filming for this little segment. So it gives you an idea where it's at. Decent area. So let's go ahead and talk about it a little bit.
It's an easy drive for us. We've gone to Lake Milton for something else. I don't remember what it was that we did in Lake Milton, but I bought my old F-150 in Lake Milton at the local gas station. It's just a little dive, but yeah, I thought we'd just clue you in that even though it's winter and it's cold, it's a nice area, and it's something that you can get out and enjoy, you know, some nature. That's what we're trying to do here. But yeah, rather large park. It's very well taken care of, and it's a nice area overall. The police are pretty strict, so they, you know, patrol pretty heavily. And again, just to get out in nature, this is kind of nice to do. So what did we come out here for? Well, let me show you. This guy was cleaning out his garage. He got it in the raffle. He forgot he even had it, and it's new. I'm talking brand new. It's got all the styrofoam still in there for the packaging, you know, to be transported, and it was $10. These things sell for about $40 to $60. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We've seen reviews where people say that you can't put as much in there as they advertise. All this does is just agitate. So this basically makes it to where you don't have to hand wash it. A lot of the reviews that I read said that you should hand rinse the stuff. Instead of putting it back in there with clean water, you just use more water than necessary. So for washing, this will be great. You could drop a few things in there, washcloths, whatever. They're saying that you can put slacks, a blouse, socks, and undergarments, and be able to do a load. It's 7 liters. Of course, not being a metric type guy, I have no idea how many gallons that is. But yeah, it's just a decent little washer. It does require electricity, but for $10, it's worth it. We'll try it. So Heidi's going to finish her cigarette here, and the sun's breaking out through the trees. There's a storm that's coming. We're getting anywhere from 2 inches to 6 inches of snow. North of here where we're at currently right now, and not very much further north, I would say probably another 30 miles, supposed to get about 12 inches or so. I think travel with Greg and Betty. You guys are talking about how you didn't get the snow that we got. Well, you're going to get the snow, and we're not this time. We'll get some snow, but yeah, it's a storm that's kind of goofy. It's coming in from the west, like most storms that come out of like Chicago, Illinois area, and across the lakes through Michigan to some extent. But anyways, it's going to turn into a nor'easter, and yeah, so we're just enjoying the day. Thought we'd give you a quick update.
Maybe we'll take you by the campground.
Yeah, maybe by the campground. That's a good idea. It's a lot nicer when the sun comes out, that's for sure. Alright guys, so we stopped here at Lake Milton State Park. It's not much of a park, it's just a day use thing, just for picnics, nature trail, that kind of a deal. We stopped at the Lake Milton RV Resort.
Alright guys, so after we were done with Craig Beach, which is actually up here a little bit further, but that gives you a good idea of where you need to go. We went ahead and drove to the Lake Milton RV Resort. You can see it's about 6.5 miles away. Very bumpy ride. Ohio's roads are riddled with potholes at this point. And this place has been around for a little while. I don't want to be unfair to it. I've never really been there. It's older, and it's a typical RV park. So you can see it here. It's basically encompasses this whole area. There's a lot of waterfront, and this is, of course, the Mahoning River connects quite a bit of waterway, so you can do some traveling by boat. So this is kind of popular for boaters, which we're not, but yeah, you can see the campground. We're going to pull in just up in this area right up here. You can see basically where my cursor is moving, sort of. And we're stopped right here because they're closed for the season.
We just want to take a look at it, see what it looked like. I don't know, it looked a little cluttered. It's been there a long time. It's an old RV park. Now, I know normally, you know, when you hear RV resort, you think, you know, big motorhomes and, you know, nice locations, stuff like that. As far as everything being concrete and paved, that's not the type of RV resort this one is. It's just you know, typical campground, mom and pop campground. Looks like there's been a lot of people there for quite a few years, so it's something. Of course, the lake's all drained. I don't know if you can see that behind us. And it's probably a much nicer when the water's up. But we thought, again, we'd get out and just kind of walk around. Alright guys, so Heidi and I made it over to the picnic area of, what's this, Lake Milton State Park.
Alright, so Lake Milton State Park. Here we were at the resort, and guess what? Yep, we just backtracked. We went back up the road pretty much the same way we came, and we got to the picnic area of the state park, which was really nice. It's again, it's such a big lake. A lot of wind here, so I'll give you a warning. I did what I could, but it was windy.
This would be nice. There's a lot of room behind us. It's funny because there's people that live on the lake here that have condos, and I'm sure they paid premium to get the view just to see the lake. Yet you could come to this campground and enjoy it yourself and be on the lake for free. You can't camp here though. Not a big deal. It is noisy because 76 is real close. I'll show you all that. Right over there is Interstate 76. And I'm sorry if the wind's coming through on the microphones. There's nothing really I can do about it. It is pretty breezy today. But the highway, of course, is going to generate a lot of noise. Here's the restrooms. And we'll get around the corner here and get out of the wind. So yeah, you can kind of see that it's a recreation area here. Again, no camping of any kind, but definitely set up for picnic. There's picnic tables here. We're going to go around the corner, and hopefully the wind's not too bad. Little lighthouse. Got a little cabin of some kind down there. I'm sure it's for rentals, probably paddle boat rentals and stuff like that in the summer. Then you can see the picnic area. Got tables and gazebos or pavilions, and then there's a gazebo down there. Yeah. You should look up on your phone what the weather is right now with the wind chill. Whew. So the wind chill right now is 14 degrees, and it feels like it. There's a lot of wind. I'll try to keep you guys blocked, but I'm not sure about this phone and its characteristics. But yeah, this is it. This is Lake Milton. Like I said, it's a pretty good sized lake. But yeah, the wind's pretty strong today. Really, really nice area. Might have to come out here and do a little day trip. Again, that highway is awful noisy, and this is Sunday, so you can imagine what it'd be like on a weekday. Probably pretty intolerable. What do you think about it, Heidi?
It's cold.
She says it's cold.
I have a hat.
All right, we're going to head back to the truck. All right, guys, so this is Lake Milton. It's not bad.
That'd be a nice place to day camp.
Yeah, definitely day camp for a picnic or something like that. But unfortunately, there's no, camping here. But there are some other RV. There's another RV park that's not that far. That a little bit, I don't know, about 4 miles from here.
Like Green Acres.
Green Acres, yeah. But there's a lot of trails. If you guys like trails, there's so many trails between this area here and then Craig Beach. Lots of trails. And Craig Beach, where we were, was across the lake and past the bridge there. So again, I'll show this on a map so you can get an idea of what the overall layout is and how big it is.
All right, so you can see everywhere on the map here that we were. This was the Lake Milton RV Resort, and then of course this was the picnic area that we just got done with. The wind and the cold was pretty bad there. And then out here is the Green Acres RV Park, which we didn't go to that one because obviously they're closed and it was cold at that point. And this is where we were at the first stop on Craig Beach here. So I don't know how well you can see this on the map that I've got drawn up, but I wanted to just show you basically the overall layout. So we pretty much covered the length of the lake, and it's a pretty good sized lake. Really think that this could be a nice area. And just like this area, I mean, there's lots of these in Ohio, but it just depends on how well the people are taking care of it. I mean, some of these people may have just inherited land that has water running through it, and they don't really care so much about it. But then there's other ones that really do a good job and take care of it. Now, it's obvious that Lake Milton takes pride in their beach and of course Lake Milton State Park. It's nice. They've taken care of it. It's very good condition. So it might be a place you want to visit. So let's go ahead and close this video out. It was awful cold out there. Yeah, we could have picked a better day. And of course now the snow's starting. So we're going to head back to the house. We're going to be finished for the day, and we're glad we brought you along on this one. Hope to see you guys out there.
Bye.
Bye.